Aquariums, such as coral reef tanks, are entire life support systems for the fish and the corals and other little sea creatures you might have living in there. And as such, it requires a variety of different life support tools and devices, from the lights that can provide the energy to the photosynthetic corals, to the heater that keeps the aquarium at the temperature of the ocean depending on the types of corals and where they're from, to the water flow that mimics the flow of the ocean and moves food and debris through the water system for filtration. The filtration is a complicated system that maybe we can get into another time. But since this is a large box of water, it's always evaporating, and as the water evaporates, it changes the ratio of salt and minerals in the water to how much fresh water there is. Most fish and corals don't like that. Some corals in particular really don't like that. So one of the main ways of keeping those parameters steady is an automatic top-off system. It replenishes the fresh water as it evaporates. So today I'm setting up an auto top-off, or an ATO. The Osmolator Nano 3152 water level controller from Tunze. It has the RO water tubing, 1/4 inch, with a little connector, the pump, of course, that pumps water to the tank, power connector to the pump, a microcontroller that controls the system, and the float sensor that can tell when the water level is low or at adequate level. And of course a jar to hold the water. But the jar needs some modifications. We'll need a hole for the water hose to come up to the tank, and we'll need a hole for the power. This probably isn't the right tool for the job, but it got it done. Okay, there's hole number 1. But wait, did it go all the way through? Oh, the styrofoam, the thin sheet of styrofoam on the bottom of the lid. All set. It makes a bit of a rough hole, kind of melts the plastic. Look at this. It was molten plastic that re-solidified to the lid. I'll file that down or clean it up somehow. Now for the second. Alright, now to get the pump wired in. Power comes up through one hole. As you can see, there's tinned soldered ends to that wire so that it can go through such a hole and then be reconnected with the rest of the system. The water tube that'll go up to the tank from below in the stand where this jar will sit filled with water, waiting to fill it up. I'll obviously have to open it by spinning the jar itself, which shouldn't be too difficult. Now let's go fill up the jar, or the reservoir I guess you should call it. I don't know. We have a 6-stage RODI filter that cleans our city's water because it's not very good. Depending on how fast it evaporates, I may upgrade to a larger jar. First, I'll attach the clip that holds the tube above the water so that it pours in when the sensor indicates a low level. Now I put the float sensor on. The end of the water tube holds on with a little clip, and the sensor holds on with a magnet, so you can adjust the water level higher or lower depending on your aquarium. Now all that's left to do is give it power and test it out. Looks good. I'm rather proud that I was able to hide all the cables this well. So this is our new tank. I'll be posting updates periodically on it. It's a 25-gallon lagoon style from Innovative Marine. We're excited to put a lot of new corals in there, as well as pipefish and other little critters. Now we know we'll have stable water chemistry for our friends.